All right, and then the final one, or third one, is the ConnectX Dome. Right? So I'll open up a poll, and there's your three choices. So these are small devices. I mean, they're going to be, you know, 4 by 4 inches. And there's the cube, the pyramid, and the dome. So I'll leave the poll open for a little bit just so everybody can make their decisions. And I'm going to send you that. I'll send you the results. So next is the ground station. So this is something where we are crowdsourcing. This is where people will be able to actually buy the ConnectX power station, which is the device that's going to accept the information from these ConnectX wireless router devices. And before I talk about this, I almost forgot is going to get for staying to the end of the webinar. So stay to the end. So anyway, the ground station is, so instead of miners, we have people who own power stations and earn money. So there's incentives around keeping the hardware up to date. All the things that make a network healthy, we incentivize you with ConnectX coins. And so the way that it works with the power station is that when your power station is the link to a satellite node that actually does the transaction, then you earn a portion of that. So in our white paper we'll talk, you know, specifics about that, and you can stay up to date on what's going to happen there. But our terrestrial infrastructure will be crowdsourced with our community, and you can own these and have access to satellites. So now that you've seen the ConnectX infrastructure with the hub, the power station, and our satellites, it's important to understand that ConnectX is the back-end infrastructure to these products that we're going to be talking about, that are first deployed on the ground-based blockchain, and then once our satellites are deployed, we are going to swap out the back-end for a price reduction and security enhancement. And so the first product that we're releasing is the S1W digital wallet storage. And so our thought process is that we are building a highly secure system, and we would never expose your digital wallet to an exchange that's a website connected to the internet with a central database that can be hacked. So everything that you do with your digital wallet and all of the transfers, exchanges, and payments would be done in our system that eliminates the use of the internet. So much like Ethereum charges each time someone executes a step in a smart contract, even if you have a digital token that you've created on Ethereum, that each time a token is moved, you're charged for that. So very similar with our system is that each time you transfer money or do an exchange, we get a small percentage as a transaction fee paid in ConnectX coins. So you'll be able to perform all of those transactions, but it's highly secure and keeping your digital wallet unreachable from hackers. And so you'll also be able to participate in the ConnectX coin sale through the S1W mobile app. Later, you will be able to store other data like passports, birth certificates, credit card numbers, and passwords. And so the second product that we're releasing is tightly coupled to the S1W digital wallet storage. And before I talk about that, I just want to say it again and make sure that everyone's clear that ConnectX is this back-end infrastructure to these product modules that are first deployed immediately on the ground-based blockchain, and then once our satellites are deployed, we swap out the back end. And as you think about S1W for digital wallet storage and the transaction fees that would be generated paid in ConnectX coins, to also look at this next product module of the areas where people will have to purchase the ConnectX coins, ultimately driving demand for our digital currency. So when we looked at this next product that we're releasing, we saw a market with lots of intermediaries, lots of unneeded people, extremely high costs, a total lack of trust between a buyer and seller that involved enormous amounts of money. It was vital to the world, and that if we were able to fix this problem, we would increase the quality of lives everywhere in the commodity trading. And it's not going to Chicago and trading futures. This is the actual commodities being traded physically between countries. So when a country wants to buy oil or gas or coffee or sugar, it's this transactional process that costs anywhere from 15 to 50% because of all the traders, brokers, and banks that are involved in the transaction. So with our system, the vessel is located, and then of course the buyer and supplier can see where their shipments are and the status of those. So they click OK from there, and at that point, everything has been stored on the blockchain. All of the documentation related to the transaction is in decentralized storage. And then the vessel arrives at the buyer's destination. They've inspected it. They've approved of the shipment, and they again then go into the system to. This is where the funds are released from digital escrow to the supplier, and they biometrically, the buyer does biometrically authenticate themselves, both facial and voice, and here they enter their secret PIN, which then once they click submit, if you see, this will release the escrow funds to the supplier. This will complete the transaction, and they click submit, and we have moved commodities from one country to another, eliminating traders, brokers, and banks. Next, I want to talk about ConnectX and our coin offering. And so before I do that, I want to outline some more of the incentives that we're doing. So we talked about, you know, coming to the webinar, the 25 ConnectX coins. We'd like you to tell your friends about this so that they can also earn the 25 ConnectX coins for coming to the webinar. Posting on Facebook that we talked about, 25 ConnectX coins for doing that. Joining our Telegram ConnectX group, that's another 25 ConnectX coins. 10 ConnectX coins for posting to a crypto forum group, something like that, and then what you've learned on this webinar, and then sending that to info@connectx.com, info@connectx.com, so that we can track to give you the coins, but then we also want to join the conversation. And then of course you get the ConnectX device, whether that's the cube, dome, or pyramid. You will get that for staying till the end. Also, we're going to be doing regular webinars, and so if you get 10 people to come to a webinar within a week period, 1 week period, you will get 500 ConnectX coins. We're really using the webinar to bring people and not only educate about cryptocurrency, but tell them what we are doing, and we want to build a community within ConnectX, and so we're incentivizing people to help us do that. The way that we are posting to Facebook is using a thunderclap.it, thunderclap.it campaign. So their website is thunderclap.it, and thunderclap.it. So if you do a thunderclap.it campaign for our webinar and it's successful, then we will give you 500 ConnectX coins. So in connectx.com/resource center, you can get all the information. It's a document that you download, and you just go to Thunderclap it and then basically sign up, and then you can put all the information in and then promote your Thunderclap campaign about our webinar. And then once it's done, send us the link to the successful campaign, and we'll give you 500 ConnectX coins. So if you get press for us in a crypto blog or a thought leader to write about us in the cryptocurrency community, we will give you 1,500 ConnectX coins, which will have a value of at the end of our coin sale. They'll all be $2, and I'll go through that later. Or you can have 1,500 ConnectX coins or a power station. If you help us sign a B2B customer, like a commodity trading firm, we will give you in ConnectX coins 5% of the revenue that they pay to ConnectX for the first year. so you can introduce us to companies and that. If you refer people who buy ConnectX coins, we will give you 3% in ConnectX coins of what they purchase. So before I talk payment unit, and then also as a way to distribute benefits within the network and community, in this example, distributing benefits to in represented by ConnectX coins to hub and power station owners because they are supporting the network. So those are some key areas, and I want to make sure that the ConnectX tokenomics is clear to everyone. So I kind of redid that so it's clear to everyone. When you look at the questions that we posed earlier around tokenomics questions you should ask of ICO companies, we answered yes to all of those. And so I'm also asked about how can I purchase ConnectX coins. So you can certainly do that by going to the website and looking for the S1W mobile app, which will allow you to store your wallet and perform all of the transfers and exchanges with the digital currency. But since we've all downloaded the Telegram app, you can go to, or actually when you open Telegram, you do a search on and find ConnectX CoinBot. Now this is a secure communication through Telegram to our servers, which allows you to buy the ConnectX coins. So once you find ConnectX CoinBot, you just open it like any other chat room, and you'll press start, and it will take you through the steps to actually purchase the ConnectX coin. So you do that on Telegram, ConnectX CoinBot. So with that, I will open up the webinar to Q&A. Thanks very much.
Aí o final da apresentação do Lancer.
Great. So as hope everybody's doing okay there, and can everybody hear me okay? We're still there. So I'll open up to Q&A, and we will go through a list of questions that I have. Is everyone still there? Just wanted to just check everything. Okay, great. So I have a list of questions that have been handed to me. Before I do that, I just want to make a couple of quick announcements. We're going to give a new and higher incentive for posting on cryptocurrency forums after the webinar. So look for an email about that, and we'll give you instructions on how to do that and what are the approved list of forums. I'm also in another email going to send you our marketing plan and how you can get involved with ConnectX by helping us market the company. We're also looking for people to work with the company and come on as members of the team. We also have a press kit. If you saw in the incentives, you'll see that we do give ConnectX coins to people who get press for us, and so you're often asked to get information on the company, so we can provide that also. And we have a target list of cryptocurrency people that we would like to add to the company, and so look for an email on that. So I'll leave the incentive. I think the Security and Exchange Commission has been pretty, I think they've given their guidance on what they want to do, and I believe they're going to follow a lot of what's happening or follow a lot of the rules around the Jobs Act. So the 506C Reg D for ICO companies that have yet to have a product and that sort of thing. So the next question is around what are, most of the breaches are not physical. And that is true. And so what we have done by eliminating the use of the internet is we've eliminated a vast majority of the attack points that a hacker would try to get to data by removing the use of the internet. And that is certainly one of the values of this being in space. So there are the question around the value of space besides security. It actually is the easier and most economical way to deploy new infrastructure, especially with this new space era where satellites are much less expensive than they've ever been before. And as we talked about, it's a bit counterintuitive. With these satellites, we don't have the costs that a terrestrial-based solution would have, like the cost of real estate.
Aí o final da apresentação aí do Lancer Parker, da Connect. Vou dar umas 5 estrelas aqui. Umas 5 estrelas. A apresentação dele é fantástica, apesar de eu não compreender muito inglês, mas se tem uma ideia, dá para traduzir aqui o que as pessoas falam. Start your account. Vou clicar aqui para ver. Eles pedem para você, quando você quiser fazer um webinar, você se cadastrar aqui, né? Na verdade, ó. Hey! Então, eu vou voltar aqui pro webinar. Terminou aí. Agora tá querendo começar de novo. Mas não, nós já participamos, né? Do webinar. E pessoal, aqui também no Connect, no Connect, que isso? Falando bobagem, né? O Connect foi uma furada. Aqui do ConnectX, você pode ganhar no Telegram. Você vindo aqui na página oficial aí, você clicando aqui no John was on Telegram and get, você vai ganhar 25 ConnectX aqui por entrar aí na conta aí no grupo do Telegram deles aí. Correto? E também você pode entrar aqui. Ó, eu já estou aqui no Thunderclap, aquele que ele gaguejou bastante lá e não conseguia falar direito, até sorriu um monte na apresentação, deu risada lá. O Thunderclap. Então, no Thunderclap você pode também fazer aqui as atividades.
Okay, we're going to start the ConnectX
Aqui, ó,
webinar. Hello everyone, thanks for attending.
Tá
If you haven't downloaded
de
Telegram,
novo, eu vou fechar, ok? Eu só vou fechar porque a gente já participou. E voltando aqui ao Thunderclap. Então, eu fiz 3 atividades aqui no Thunderclap aí para a campanha aí do ConnectX, ok? Olha lá, ó. Eu fiz no Tumblr, eu fiz no Facebook e fiz no Facebook também. 2 no Facebook. E fiz uma no Twitter. Com outro, entrando pelo Twitter daí. Aqui eu entrei pelo Facebook, ok? Vai aparecer lá e você vai clicar nas atividades para você poder fazer, tá certo? Então é mais uma maneira de você ganhar aí ganhar mais 25 moedas aí a cada atividade que você fizer da ConnectX, ok? ConnectX aqui, download do white paper, aqui é para você comprar, apesar que eu não sei como comprar aqui, tem que ir no Telegram, usar o Bolt para comprar, eu não consegui ainda assim saber realmente como comprar e quanto que eu posso comprar, né? Se não é um preço tão alto, na verdade, né? Se for o preço aqui de $1.500, eu já não vou ter condição de comprar, né? Mas eu não sei se é isso aqui. Realmente você pode comprar menos ConnectX, apesar que ela vale $2. Se você comprar 100 ConnectX, será $200, né? Então ela não é barata mesmo, até a envergadura e o alcance do projeto. O projeto, por ser tão expansivo, tão diferente. E vou falar assim, é uma opinião pessoal, é algo que eu penso que esse Lance Parker, esse cara aí da ConnectX, ele vai ser aí para blockchain, igual foi o Bill Gates. O Bill Gates aí para computação, para internet, e o Steve Jobs também. Para mim, ele vai ser dentro da blockchain, ele vai ser com esses caras, como foi aí o Mark Zuckerman, uma coisa assim, do Facebook para as redes sociais. Então, na minha opinião, ele será um marco aí, o diferencial aí da blockchain, Ok? Essa é a minha opinião, pessoal. Então vou terminando esse vídeo aí. É um repasse, é só para vocês verem aí que eu tenho que participar. Quem quiser ganhar aí o Rugby ConnectX aí tem que participar do webinar, tem que assistir o webinar inteiro, tem que escolher lá o rugby que quer. Eu escolhi o esférico lá, que é bem interessante. Todos são futuristas, mas eu achei aquele bem interessante, né? Tem o cubo também. E você tem que terminar de assistir, e quando está terminando lá, ele vai perguntar, vai entrar ao vivo para falar, e ele vai cumprimentar todo mundo, dizer como se estão ouvindo, se estão escutando. Você tem que participar lá dizendo sim, yes, falando do jeito que você quer no caso. Mas tem que participar. A apresentação aí durou 1h37 mais ou menos. Correto? Mas vale a pena, pessoal, vale a pena, porque esse projeto aí vai ser muito bom, vai ser excelente, ok? Agradeço aí por mais um vídeo, agradeço pela paciência, e mais tarde tem mais, ok? Até mais, pessoal, tchau, tchau!